Hi, this is Emily Lee, part of Art from the Heart, and this video is part of my guest designer post on the Altenew blog. I'm sharing 2 cards with a video for each. The second card features the Engineer's Rule and Best Dad stamp sets. I'll be using a combination of both of these stamp sets to create a 1-layer card. I'll arrange several of the images and sentiments from both these stamp sets to create a background with a common color theme. I start by arranging all the images on the card panel, which is 3 1/4 by 6 1/2. I place the 2 gears at the top, along with a tiny ninja taking or reading notes. All 3 of those images are from Engineer's Rule. Then I'm going to place a tape measure from Best Dad at the very bottom of the card. Above that, I'll arrange the adjustable wrench, safety goggles, pipe wrench, and drill, all from Engineer's Rule. Finally, I'm going to arrange the 3 lines which will comprise the entire sentiment. The middle line from Engineer's Rule says, "You have the best hat." And the bottom line, also from Engineer's Rule, says, "Mechanical engineers can do everything." Most of you know that my husband is a mechanical engineer who currently designs bicycles. He's always been a jack of all trades and really can do everything, so this is the perfect card for him. In order to turn this into a Father's Day card, I'm going to use one of the large sentiments from Best Dad. I'll be using the masking technique to turn the word day into dad. I hold the original sentiment over the panel to determine its final position and get ready for stamping. I'll stamp all the images in the same color and use the filler stamps to add color to them instead of using a color medium. I close the lid of the MISTI to pick up the images and ink up everything with Silverstone ink. I ink up the images and stamp them twice for a perfect impression. Next, I place the filler stamp for the large gear over the outline image and stamp it with frayed leaf and rock and roll the edges with Forest Glades. I do the same with the filler stamp for the small gear and use Mountain Mist and Volcano Lake ink pads. I want to stamp the filler for the pipe wrench in 2 colors, so I use washi tape to mask off the top and bottom halves. I just have to remember to remove the washi tape after inking so I don't get a big ink blot on the already stamped images. Next is the drill, which I double stamped with sea glass. The remaining images don't have filler stamps, so I'm going to create masks so I can use the other images from the Best Dad and Engineer's Rule sets to create my own fillers. First, I create a mask so I can stamp the binary code on the casing for the tape measure. Since the outline image is stamped in a fairly light shade of gray, I also cut out the silhouette so the binary code doesn't show up over top of it. I just have to make sure that I don't stamp on the panel outside of the mask, so I use the other piece of masking paper to protect the panel. I use Volcano Lake for the top half and frayed leaf for the bottom half, just to get more of each color on the card. I repeat the process of cutting out the masks for the remaining images that don't have filler stamps. I also use the binary code to stamp inside the piece of paper the ninja is reading. Next, I use the shaving brush from Best Dad to create a filler for the adjustable wrench. Finally, I stamp a small star on the safety goggles using Perfect Peach ink. Now I can work on the sentiment. I have to get all 3 lines centered vertically as well as horizontally. Since this is a clean and simple card, it's even more important that they are straight because it will be very noticeable if they are crooked. Using a design ruler helps center the sentiments horizontally. Once the middle sentiment is stamped, it will be easier to line up the other 2 sentiments. The middle line reads, "You've got the best hat," and I stamped that in Volcano Lake ink. The third line says, "Mechanical engineers can do everything," and I stamped that in frayed leaf. For the word dad, I used washi tape to cover up the rest of the sentiment, only leaving the letters D and A exposed. I make sure to remove the washi tape before stamping twice with sea glass ink. To stamp the final letter of the word, I have to cover up the entire stamp except for the D, and I do that twice. Now I can adhere the panel to the card base, and my card is done. Please refer to the supply links below if you're interested in any of the products I used in this video. You can also visit my blog for stills and more information about my cards. Thanks so much for watching!